Hi, I'm Karen Nelms, the 4-H agent here in Jefferson County, and welcome to So Much Fun Project Group. Our first project that we're going to do is making a 4-H face mask. So the materials you'll receive are 2 pieces of 4-H material, same size, and then 2 smaller pieces of 4-H material for the side parts. You'll get some elastic, and if you want to, you can use a pipe cleaner in there to go across your nose. You don't have to, but you can. So you're gonna need a pair of scissors that's not for cutting fabric and a pair of scissors that is for cutting threads in fabric. You're gonna need an iron and an ironing board and your sewing machine. All right, the first step is you're gonna take your pieces of your 4-H material, your big pieces, and you wanna lay them landscape on your ironing board. And then you want to fold down the edge on the top, and then you're going to fold it twice. So you're going to make a little casing for your pipe cleaner, okay? So if you want to iron that in 2 steps or 1, you can do either way, it doesn't matter. You're going to do the very same thing with the next piece. You're going to fold it down, and if you kind of finger press it and then fold it again, you only have to iron it once. All right, while you're at the ironing board, if you'll take your 2 side pieces, if you want to go ahead and iron those while you're at it, you can. You want to fold the bottom up just a little bit, and then fold the top down. This will hide the raw edges for your mask. And they've already got a crease in the middle. So what you want to do is you want to fold down the sides. This is where your elastic is going to go. So fold down the sides a little bit. And then you're going to fold it in half this way. And once you get it ironed down like this, it's a little bit easier to iron. You can kind of press it if you want to with some steam. And it's okay like this because you're going to use your pins to fasten it to your mask when you get ready to sew this part. But do that for both pieces. All right, so then you're going to take your 2 pieces to the sewing machine, and you're going to sew really close to the edge that's folded right along through here. So if you put it in your sewing machine, and make sure your needle is going to go right down really close to the edge, but you want to make sure you don't get it off of the edge. You don't have to back tack or back stitch here because we're going to be sewing that end part into a seam. So you don't have to worry about back stitching. You're just going to sew a straight seam all the way to the end. And you're going to do that for both pieces. And you can sew them both at the same time if you want to, just like this. All right, the next step, once you have those sewn, you're going to choose which one you want to be the front. They look the same, but whichever one looks best to you, you can have that to be your front one. And then you're going to feed your pipe cleaner. If you choose to put a pipe cleaner in there for your nose piece, you can. But make sure that you push it all the way through. Use your fingers to push it all the way through because you don't want it to be on the edges to get caught in the seam because you might break one of your sewing machine needles, and that's going to cause you a little bit extra time on this project. Once you've got it in there where you want it, it's in the middle, it's out of the way, you're going to lay your pieces down right sides together. If you feel like you need to use pins to hold it together around the edge, when you lay down your fabric, right sides together, and then you're going to sew just right along the edge from here, back tack, go all the way across, and back tack. Once you've done that, you're going to open it up and you're going to press this seam. You can press it open or to one side, and then you're going to move to the ironing board. All right, so you're going to press so it's really flat and make sure you've got your bottom like this. Make sure it's flat, and if you need to open it up and press it here first, you can. That'll help to make sure that's a good crease when you get ready to put your folds in it. All right, now we're going to put our folds in our mask. So put the front side up and see the pipe cleaner sticking out. It's okay. You can move it back through with your fingers. Okay. Now, you're going to take both layers and you're going to make a little fold like this. Now, you can use pins on either side, or if you've got an iron, you can just press that down, iron that down really good and flat, and that'll hold that crease in there. Do the same thing again. And when you get finished with the creases, you want your creases to be about the same size as these little pieces for your side, because that's what's going to hold the elastic to your mask. Oh, that's hot. Okay, try not to get burned with iron. All right, once you have your folds in there, you're going to pick up your mask and you're going to lay this side piece. This is like a binding, and you want to make sure it fits you want it to fit exactly in there, and then you're going to fold it over, okay? And then you just need enough pins in there to hold it in place so you can sew it. Okay, now when we get finished, that's where we're going to put our elastic. So make sure that you don't sew it too close to the edge, because you want your elastic to be able to fit through there when we get done sewing. You're going to do that for both sides. And if it doesn't fit perfectly, you can move it, because you haven't sewn it yet. So you can put it wherever you want to put it. And make sure that's folded over. And if you didn't press it good enough earlier when we did that step, you can do that now. And then you just put enough pins in there so that you can sew it on by the sewing machine. We're ready to sew. All right, make sure that when you start sewing, you back tack at the back and then at the very end, and make sure you catch both of those pieces in your sewing. And you can see we caught both the front and the back, and you do that for both sides. All right, the last step for your mask is to put the safety pin through the elastic. Okay, and then you're going to push the safety pin with the elastic through your little casing that you made on the side of your mask. And once you do that, you can take it out. And you'll take the ends of your elastic and tie them in a knot like this. Make it loose though, so when you try on your mask, you can make it fit your face perfectly. And that is how you make your 4-H mask. Happy sewing!